In this presentation, we will look at society generally, otherwise known as SocGen, and Deutsche Bank. We will focus on their internationalization strategy and their current degree of internationalization. We will discuss SocGen first, Deutsche, and then compare the both. For the sake of this presentation, we will focus on the beginning strategy concerning Dunning's Ollie paradigm, then look at franchising and current M&A strategies and how these companies utilize that for internationalization. So what is internationalization? Internationalization is the process of a business crossing national borders. Internationalization can be complex due to differences in languages, cultures, politics, and economic climate of the host country. SocGen is currently ranked 220 in the Fortune 500, whilst Deutsche ranks 350. But what do these banks do? Well, both banks range in different services such as foreign exchange, retail banking, investment banking, private client, and global markets. Let's discuss SocGen's history first. SocGen is a French-based multinational financial services company founded in 1864. It is the third largest bank by total assets and has a presence in 66 countries. As you can see from the pie chart, most of its offices are in EMEA countries, primarily France, with 18 offices. It opened its first foreign branch in London in 1871, which we will discuss shortly and see how this contributes to its internationalization. Its current corporate purpose is building together with our clients a better and sustainable future through responsible and innovative financial solutions. On the other hand, Deutsche Bank is a multinational investment bank and financial services company. It was founded in 1870 in Berlin as a specialist bank for financing foreign trade and promoting German exports. Its first foreign banks were in Shanghai and Yokohama, Japan. However, these shut. It opened its first London branch in 1873. And as we can see from the map here, Deutsche has a significant presence in EMEA countries, mainly Germany, in which that is where its headquarters are. SocGen and Deutsche Bank both had similar internationalization strategies regarding the beginning stages of their businesses. As stated earlier, SocGen's first London branch opened in 1871 and Deutsche's in 1873. Dunning's Ollie paradigm is proposed as an eclectic paradigm that partially integrates earlier analysis and theories into a single framework. Dunning's explanation focuses on firms' ability to internalize markets to their advantage. Internationalization depends on three advantages, which are relative to ownership, location, and internalizing. So let's have a look at why both banks went for London. Breaking it down using Dunning's Ollie paradigm theory, we cover ownership, location, and internalization. Then why that choice of a foreign market and that choice of an entry form is attractive. London was the global financial boom in the 1820s, and foreign bonds were traded in London as early as 1870. Regarding location, there are specific advantages regarding institution and resource-based fees. For example, the market's attractiveness. Each firm makes a conscious decision to choose to enter into any market. In this case, London at the time, it was the bone of industrialization. It had labor, movement of social relations, and trade happening, which was vital for the banks to utilize that service. Regarding ownership, there are specific advantages for both intangible and tangible assets. Regulations were in place, ensuring stability for the banks and promoting security. And this allows continual reinvestment. Regarding internalization, there are also specific advantages that the firm can gain. For example, reducing transaction costs by trading in London with the amount of trade happening. Thus, these reasons illustrate that a mixture of both horizontal and vertical foreign direct investment is attractive. Both companies want the same activities in different places to gain resources and efficiency. As both banks have multiple locations worldwide, this analysis can be applied to other locations and why both banks decided to open other offices in other parts of the world. However, sometimes opening a new office does take a lot of work. Thus, firms often choose to franchise. Franchising happens when an agreement in which one party, the franchisor, permits another, the franchisee, to operate an enterprise using its trademark, logo, product line, and method of operation in return for a fee. Typically, these have minor adjustments for the local market, but are usually highly profitable for international businesses. It also provides a new stream of income and eases it into the market. It can also deepen relationships with local corporations, MNCs, financial institutions, and government entities, So let's have a look at an example of a franchise. Most notably, SocGen's franchise in Indonesia, which opened in 2013. Indonesia's official language is Bahasa Indonesia. With the differences in languages and people, it would be hard for a French company to come in and open a new office with no prior knowledge. Therefore, conducting and appealing to customers or MNCs would be difficult. Thus, having a franchise makes things easier. Moreover, the financial opportunities in Indonesia are good for SocGen. At a time when the global economy is being battered by the war in Ukraine and global energy, food, and climate crisis is happening, Indonesia has emerged as an unlikely outlier, boasting both a booming economy and a period of political stability. Gross domestic product expanded 5.4% this year on the second quarter, well above forecasts. The country's inflation rate of 4.7% in August, prior to a recent petrol subsidy cut, is one of the lowest globally. As we can see from this chart, the rupiah, Indonesia's currency, is the best performing country in Asia and has remained unruffled with the strengthening of the dollar, thanks to Jokowi's current policies, who's the current president of Indonesia. Let's take a look at our third internationalization strategy, which is mergers and acquisitions, otherwise known as M&A. Mergers are typically two companies of similar size coming together to establish a new legal entity. On the other hand, acquisitions are when one company buys out another company, and the buyer is typically more significant. A mode of entry into an international market is a channel an organization employs to gain entry into that market. Businesses face many diverse alternative modes of entry. However, typically M&A happens for these reasons: market seeking, capability enhancing, and efficiency enhancement. So typically when it comes to market seeking, it's when a buyer wants to gain market share by buying a competitor, so an acquisition. Typically when it comes to efficiency enhancement, a buyer needs to grow more quickly and sees an acquisition or a merger as a viable solution. And anything with capability enhancing is typically when a seller might have critical technology or intellectual property to enhance a buyer's businesses, or a buyer wants to sell his customers so it can upsell and cross-sell to them. So let's take a look at some recent acquisition things that both banks have done to enhance their internationalization strategy. So recently, SocGen's current method of internationalization is acquiring PayExpert. PayExpert is a company that offers retail and online merchants secure solutions for accepting in-store and remote customer payments in all methods. By doing this, SocGen will be able to broaden its offering for retail and online merchants and pursue its ambition to be a leader in payment and acceptance in Europe. SocGen will be able to develop omni-channel commerce solutions in Europe and enhance the payment experience for its customers and its employees. Moreover, it can differentiate value-added services encompassing payments and complementary services. Let's take a look at Deutsche Bank's recent acquisition. Deutsche Bank has also done a similar thing to SocGen, which can be stated to be a trend nowadays in which companies buy other companies and acquire them for these different types of payment methods, which promote QR codes as a form of it. And in this case, better payment enables retailers to accept all ordinary means of payments and to be able to receive all types of payment consignments. The impact for Deutsche Bank is that it will be able to integrate better payments technical solution into its existing product range. In other words, this is a form of capability enhancing, thus expanding market share and payment processing and acceptance and accelerating growth in the German market for Deutsche Bank. Thank you for listening. These are the references.